The Wilhelm Gustloff, a German military transport ship, was the site of the worst maritime disaster in history. This tragedy occurred on January 30, 1945, during World War II, when the ship was struck by torpedoes from the Soviet submarine S-13 in the Baltic Sea. Originally built as a cruise ship for the Nazi regime's Kraft durch Freude organization, the Wilhelm Gustloff was repurposed as a hospital ship in 1939. Later, it served as a floating barracks for naval personnel. By January 1945, the ship was part of Operation Hannibal, a German naval operation that evacuated German civilians, military personnel, and officials as the Red Army advanced. On the fateful night of January 30, 1945, the Wilhelm Gustloff was overcrowded with an estimated 10,000 people, including German civilians, wounded soldiers, and naval personnel. The exact number remains unknown due to the chaotic nature of the evacuation. The ship's official capacity was only 1,463. As the Wilhelm Gustloff sailed through the icy waters of the Baltic Sea, it was spotted by the Soviet submarine S-13, commanded by Captain Alexander Marinesco. The submarine launched 3 torpedoes, each striking the ship and causing catastrophic damage. The Wilhelm Gustloff quickly began to sink in the frigid waters. The loss of life was staggering. It is estimated that over 9,000 people perished, making it the deadliest maritime disaster in history. Many victims succumbed to hypothermia in the freezing Baltic Sea, while others were trapped inside the sinking ship. The disaster claimed more lives than the combined total of the Titanic and Lusitania disasters. Rescue efforts were hampered by the harsh weather conditions and the fear of further Soviet submarine attacks. Some survivors were rescued by nearby German ships, but the vast majority of those aboard perished. The sinking of the Wilhelm Gustloff remains a relatively lesser-known tragedy, overshadowed by the broader events of World War II. It serves as a stark reminder of the horrors of war and the human cost of conflict. The disaster is commemorated by memorials and in literature, but the exact details and the scale of the tragedy are still being studied and understood. The Wilhelm Gustloff disaster stands as a somber testament to the perils of war and the tragic loss of human life in maritime history.